I am so excited for this interview. I've been trying to talk to you for a very long time. I have Lagena Gold on my platform. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank
Yes,
you
so
for
girl,
me.
we got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
A lot. Oh my God. How is everything? How have you been? How's life?
It's been calm now, settling,
That's
just
good.
settling.
I heard you had a job and everything.
Yeah, I do. I'm
That's
trying to-
great. That's really good. I'm proud of you because you've been through a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you.
Yes. I was gonna ask you a few questions about Jaguar.
Okay.
We all know that Jaguar has a horrible reputation, but when I found out that like she was linking up with you, that really upset me because I just knew that she was like trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah, that's
So, like, what made you reach out to her? And did you do your research beforehand?
no, I did not did my research. I just seen her, like exposing videos, like the things you see, like the interviews that people use the clip of her exposing people. I didn't really know much until like maybe the solar situation, but I didn't dig deep into it. I just, I wasn't
Okay.
on that side of the internet on the, YouTube. I was somewhere else on a different sector.
Okay, got you. So you went blind into it, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Hey, is it better now?
Yep, it's way better.
Okay, cool. Okay. I think it might have been on your end, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it probably was my end.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, like I was saying, the process to get into Jaguar's house, what was that like?
Well, intense. It was like, because she was telling me like certain things, like her enemy was my enemy because I reached out to her online and telling me like certain people wanted me dead and stuff like
What?
that. But, yeah,
Who wanted you dead? That is so
the secret organization, dumb people.
yeah, the Illuminati.
Yeah, I didn't want
They
to say
wanted you dead.
anything. Yeah,
Oh my God.
because it was
No.
weird things happening to me, but
Mhm.
like weird stuff. But so she was saying my phone was hacked
She
and
did?
yeah, she said that, and I had to get a WhatsApp. And I'm used to WhatsApp, but she's saying because of security reason, nobody can hear the conversation you had. So we will frequently talk on the WhatsApp.
So she was just like really paranoid about everything, it seems like.
Yeah,
And what was your thought process going through all of this? Like, were you like thinking like this lady is out of her mind? Or what did you think?
no, I thought that she's exposed a lot of people's secrets. I just thought she was just being cautious because of what happened to her, and then some of the journey that happened to her. So I'm like, maybe
Right.
it is true. So, and then somebody did broke into my house. I don't know who. Like they end up saying like stealing a few things. So I'm like, maybe it's them. I didn't know who it
Right.
was. I made a police report too.
So you obviously were going through a lot like back home, it seems like. So that's probably why you chose to go with Jaguar because you were going through a lot, you think?
I wanted to leave Detroit, but yeah, I was going through a lot. I feel like maybe her expertise will help me as far as
Right.
her
Got
surviving
you.
this long and exposing a lot of people's teeth. So
Okay. And when you got to her house, like, what was it like? Is Jaguar clean? Was she dirty? Like, what was the whole situation? Like, did you regret it as soon as you got there?
yeah, I feel like I left the comfort of my home to go over there to be on the couch and
Right.
just to hear a lot of yelling and arguing between her and her husband, or just her just yelling. Um,
Wow.
and her son was there, and her mom was there too. So it just felt like
Hmm. It was hectic. It was chaos. 24/7, huh?
yeah, sometimes it was cool. Like she would have her own time because she usually would spend her time in her room listening to YouTube and other content creators. So it was just more
So
like that.
wait. So she was listening to YouTube all day. She was watching YouTube videos all day, basically, right?
Yep. That was her go-to. That was her entertainment. She would tell me, "I'm only on this on to listen to the content and see what they say about me, just so she can have a prepared speech or whatever.
And I would see videos where she would be like calling you into the room. She would be like, Gina, calling you, trying to make you watch YouTube videos and shit. And I'm just like, oh my God, this
Yeah,
poor girl.
yeah. I'm like, man, I'm not interested in this, and I'm like, you're not helping me get to know a step farther as far as what I want. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe she's right, maybe she's not. I feel like
Jaguar can be very convincing. She's very convincing with how
she
she
is.
talks and everything. So I could see how somebody would fall for her bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she made things like she do have a way with words, and
she
she
does.
tell you her life stories and what she overcome. So of course you admire that she overcome those things too. So
Right.
it was convincing. And then
Do,
she'll introduce me to other people like that was in the industry or with around music and stuff. So
hmm Do you think that she's a narcissist?
yes.
Yeah.
Because narcissists generally believe what they saying, so I think she do. I don't think she might gaslight, but I think she's just a narcissist.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too. Was Goomba, did he seem violent to you? Because I remember the video that you and Jaguar did, and you said that you called the police on Goomba. Did
Yeah,
Jaguar make you do that?
yeah. Because I came back in the room.
Hmm
I was sleeping in the couch in the living room, and they had the room, and she was like, Regina, call the cops on me. He's putting his hands on me. Call the cops on me. And you know, if a female say that, then I'm calling the cops, even though I felt like
Right.
it was just like she, just to say it. So
He
I
was
said I
bullshitting.
called, and I
Mhm.
also said never mind as soon as he left the door, because I'm like, I didn't want to make it worse, especially if she's gonna be back with him. So I just told him
Right.
never mind. So when I said I did, but I
Okay.
also told the cop never mind. That's why he never got nobody talked to him, or they never came and stuff like that. So
Okay. So you never seen him being violent or anything?
I seen him yell at her, but he was defending himself. I
Okay.
understand that, but yeah, I seen him being petty to her. I can say he was very petty. Like
I mean, can you blame him? Can you
yeah.
blame him for being petty?
No, I understand now. Like, dang, you have to deal with that for years on years.
Exactly.
And she'll tell me her sob story about he's too much to handle, and
hmm
he got a demon on him. But then he
And
also,
really, it's her.
yeah, and then he also told me the same thing about her, and I'm like, okay, y'all both saying the same thing. It's like y'all reading
Right.
each other's mind or whatever.
It's too much. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. So you were around when Goomba and Jaguar broke up. What was that like? And did Jaguar completely lose her mind after Goomba left?
I think I think it had something to do with Nikki, that he publicly left
Ah,
her. Like, if he would
okay.
have just left her and just like didn't go on the internet with some other female, then yeah,
Right,
she kept saying he publicly basically humiliated her, and you
right.
know, the people talk like, oh, your man with somebody else and da da da, your husband.
Exactly.
So it's like, dang, her little my husband. This you can't really say when somebody else claiming your man, even though it's her husband. But still,
It's so crazy because one day you will be seeing her and she will be talking about Goomba like a dog, talking about his whole family, and
yeah,
then the next day she crying over his dick. It's like, which one is it? You know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta pick a side.
Yeah, she had to I had to hear all the stories about his upbringing, or his paternal parent or whoever, and I'm like,
Do
she
you
told
believe
me,
any of that?
I'm not sure. Like, hopefully for his sake, it's not true. But if it
Yeah,
is, then it's cool that he's still alive and he still came, and that is
yeah.
something he had to do with. Like, she shouldn't tell his business all over the internet though. But
How
yeah,
can you do that to somebody and then expect for them to come back to you?
right,
Don't make
right,
no sense.
at all.
Did you draw that fake ransom note from the cartel? That
No,
all
I
had to
did
be a
not.
setup, right?
Probably with her son, because somebody asked that too, and I'm like, probably from her son, because I seen it and I was taking the trash out, and I'm like, who left their trash right there? But I didn't pick it up. Then when we
Right.
left and we was going about to go somewhere, she was like, hold on, what is that? Did you put that there? Did you see who did that? And I'm like, no. She's like, don't pick it up, don't pick it up. And then
Oh my
she got a
god.
Ziploc bag. She got like I think she got gloves or at least some paper towel to pick it up. She
Yeah,
opened it and then she in a
I've
comment. She
seen the
called me
video.
out.
Oh my
She like
god.
reported this. She said it's the cartel. They sending
Did
her
she
a
call the
message.
cops for real?
Yeah, she
Oh
did.
my god.
hmm
Were you able to like get any rest around her? It seems like being around somebody like Jaguar, you wouldn't be able to sleep because it seems like she's always just on the move, or she's like obsessed with YouTube videos and she's always planning her next scheme. Like, did you
Yeah,
ever get a chance to relax and just chill?
a little. Like I'm used to like that chaotic nonsense, so it just
Okay,
I got desensitized basically right before I even met her. But
right.
she basically was in her room, like she stayed there and listened to YouTube for hours. So it wasn't like, of course, she
Wow.
would ask me that I want to see certain things, like about people talking about her, or she would say something about me and letting me know about them. And they said, "Oh, you should strike their channel," and da. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
People were like really upset when they found out that you were coming down there with her because it's like it just seems like Jaguar was trying to take advantage of you and she was trying to use your viral moment and your clout for her gain.
yeah. That's what a lot of people told me too. But I'm like, I mean, I thought she was honestly gonna help me, like get my DNA test and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, if this comes, because I didn't really want the car. You just, if
Hmm.
she wanted it, then okay. But other than that, I'm like, you gonna help me or not? Like, if you said we're gonna do the DNA test, we're gonna do it on Philadelphia, but it never happened either. So it just,
Right. Jaguar mentioned something about like you being like a caregiver to her mom. What was that like, and how did she treat Mama Francis? Was she nice to her? Did she treat her badly?
yeah, I feel like she could have treated her better, especially considering her age and that's your mom. So I'm like, she just yelled at her a lot and then try to like chastise her like she's a kid. And
Okay.
I've never seen her physically harm her, but and then she didn't really call her out her name, but you know how she can twist words and say like, "Oh, mom, you just in my business," or "You just irritating," or "You just go back to your room," or something, or "You need to do this, you need to do that," and do that. Like she's like a
Mhm.
kid.
Yeah, because it's a lot of rumors going around that Jaguar was, doing bad shit to her mom and just elder abuse and all of that. So I was just wondering, like, did you ever see anything to make you think, like, yeah, this lady is abusing her mom?
I feel like she should have gave her mom her insulin, her diabetes
So
medicine.
she didn't give her insulin,
I seen her do it one time. I think that's when she got out the jail the last time I was with her.
and you got to do
And
that every day, right? I would think.
yeah, yeah. So she's
Wow,
been asking about it since I got there. And then she said, take CMOS, take CMOS. I got her mom the insulin twice since I've been
wow,
there. Cause I'm like, nah, you're not about to anything to happen in my watch. Cause I'm used to like taking
exactly.
people.
She could have killed that poor lady.
She could have.
But Mama Francis is doing good now, so that's all that matters.
That's good. That's good. I haven't spoken to her in a minute.
So what about Jaguar's son? Did you have like a close relationship with him? Like what was that like?
He was cool. Like I feel like we got along as far as doing art and some conversation as far as like anime or some certain like YouTuber like um,
Mhm,
about businesses and stuff like that. We talked about that, and he would
mhm.
tell me certain things that happened to him, and I did too. Like so,
It was a rumor going around that you were messing with him. Who
no,
started that rumor?
I do not know. All I know is people just made it seem like I was pregnant by him and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
heard
And I'm
that.
like, no, no.
Yeah,
Like he's like only like 20 or 21 now, but I'm like, man, he's still a baby to me.
right,
Yeah, so somebody else and experiment with them, but not me. So
right. I feel you. 'Cause how old are you?
my late 20s.
Okay. Jaguar really likes to big herself up like she's a superstar and she has all of these connections. Do you think that she made you false promises?
Yeah, she did. She made it
Yeah.
seem like she was gonna introduce me to Gladys Knight or other people that can help me figure out who I am. And like I met other celebrities, but it was a coincidence, and
Okay.
I knew some already anyway.
So she
But
didn't have all the connections that she was saying that she had, basically.
no, no.
Okay. So when did you start like seeing her red flags? Was it instant, like as soon as you got there, or did it take her a few days to start acting up?
Probably the second or third day. Like
Second or
when
third day?
yeah, about with her husband. I feel like
Okay.
they was in a toxic relationship, but I didn't know who was who and who was wrong or right. So I'm just like, y'all just toxic. Y'all just used to treating each other
Mm-hmm.
any kind of way, and that's not like in a relationship. So
Right. What's what's the craziest thing that you noticed while living with her?
um, I guess it's her going live in the bathtub. I didn't see it, but I'm like, I just know she was going live. She told me she's about to go live and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, her lives from the
Yeah,
bathroom are the worst. That's
it's
when you know
really
she
good.
about to be real unhinged. It's a
Hmm.
mess.
I'm like, okay, okay. I mean, if that's your vice, then okay. But
Mhm. Yeah.
that was like the most I've seen in that house. Yeah,
Okay.
with apartment.
I remember when it was a live that she was doing and she was in the bathroom and she had called you. She was like, "Come into the sauna, Gina." It was she was calling you and shit. And I'm like, "Oh my God, this lady is so crazy." Like I really felt bad for you because I'm like, "Oh my God, it looks like she wants to escape, but she can't."
Yeah, like I feel like because she helped me, I didn't. I feel like because I wanted to help her get back to normal or whatever, and I
Okay.
felt like it wasn't like
Cannot help somebody that don't want to be helped.
no,
You can't. So you got to be careful with who you give your energy to. You really do.
yeah, yeah. You're right though.
Hmm. So you put your name on her bond, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you finally make the decision to take your name off? How did that go?
After moving to Genesis house, they said it was a lot of people. There was gonna be like a lot of people if she got continue the way she do, if she might be at jeopardy of losing her house, and other people that put their name on the bond, like her brother and
Hmm.
other people. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to just take it off, so I don't be a liability either. So
Right.
after she went to jail, that's when I took it off because I couldn't take it off because they said um, she has to be arrested before I take it
Okay.
off. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I know in Jag, she gonna get herself arrested, but I didn't know it was
Of
gonna be
course.
that soon. So I'm like, oh, that's fast. That was
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, and she tried to say that it wasn't you that took your name off the bond and somebody basically forced you to take your name off. Like,
No,
that's
I
not
took it
true, right?
off.
It was your
No,
own decision.
yeah. Yeah, because
Exactly.
I feel like it was just gonna get worse, and I didn't want the liability, and I didn't want the people that looked out for her to get in trouble because I still have the name on the bond. So
Exactly.
when she got in jail, I had to take it off. It was Genesis, her brother, her friend brother, and
Mhm.
I think Shaka name was on it too, actually, as a
Oh,
reference.
wow.
It was Genesis' old address.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I seen the video that you did after you left Jaguar's place, and it seemed like you were fed up with her shit and you were finally speaking out about her.
Yeah, she was doing the most, and I feel like you just now you. It's one thing you can talk about me. I don't care if you talk about me; it's not gonna do nothing. But if you talking about people that I care about and other people that help you, and you even bringing up kids and try to make it seem like it was gonna be a whole problem with me being at Genesis house when you the one starting stuff. Like nobody would have known that I was over there unless she never went on the internet and said it. It was supposed to be like because Jensen when we first met she was like don't go live because it's supposed to be like a sanctuary because the carbonation
Mhm.
member was there so
Exactly.
it was like supposed to be like that, and I was more respectful of her rules and her safety in her home. I'm like, you can't just go to people's house and just not respect the rules and respect the boundaries and stuff and other people's privacy.
When you finally went to like leave her place, how did that go? Like, were you nervous about leaving her place because you didn't know like how she would react to it,
Yeah.
or you were
I was nervous because I felt like she was knowing her, she was gonna play like I did something or abandon her or
right?
things like that because I was in Shreveport and I was already me and her was started getting into it. Like I think we got into it like probably 5 times because she kept trying to make me do things and I'm like, no, I'm not about to watch the videos you want me to watch. You're not about to talk to me crazy and you think I'm like I'm
Right.
gonna let you slide, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And amongst others, we was bumping heads. And I'm like, you know what? I respect her enough to get out the situation because knowing me, I'm gonna cut up on her. And
Girl, you better than me. I don't know how you ain't slapped that chick in the mouth. I don't know how you didn't.
man, I
I
mean,
don't.
she cried when I nipped in the butt. When we first got into it, she was like, "Let's pinky promise to never argue with each other." And I'm like, "If you
That's
talk to
what
me
she
crazy,
said to you.
yes." And I'm like, I felt like she thought I was a child, and I'm like, maybe it just it
Right.
appeased her. So I'm like, okay, but I'm like, she was like, try not to argue back with me, and I'm like, I can help it. You say something like
Right.
I'm
You a grown
gonna
ass
step on your
woman.
toes, but if you say something to me, then I'm saying something back.
I think she thought that she could like disrespect you.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like because you seem real chill and quiet, you know what I mean? So she
Yeah.
took that as like a weakness and she thought that she could come and say whatever she wanted, but she quickly learned, no, you can't do that.
No. And I think she learned it. That's why she wasn't doing all the weird stuff she was doing with other people towards me until like the last like few days I was with her. And that's like, okay. Then
Okay.
she made me spend basically all my money. So she felt like I was stuck with her. And
Okay.
that's when she started
Wow.
because she'll have me paying for dinners and stuff like that too.
So wait, you were spending all of your money on
Yeah.
her?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she still ended up getting cash out from me for me
Uh-huh. And she
from
never gave them to
supporters.
you?
No.
Oh my God. So she was stealing money from you too.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Like
From
she
what I
was
seen, from what I seen, you took care of the car's towing situation. You bailed her out of jail. What else did you do? You paid for the lights. You did all of
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I didn't pay for the towing. It was the supporters that gave her the money for it. It did like she said her car got taken from I think KW and the people sent her money and then I put it she gave me she sent it to my cash app the money because she said still didn't have it at this time. So when she ever sent anything to me it was for some dinners or the car. So I'm like I can't
Okay.
take credit for that. Her supporters I sent it to her. And
Right.
so
But
she
even still, like you did a lot for her, just like a lot of people do. Everybody I talk to, I feel like everybody has the same story. Like they always try to help this lady. They feel sorry for this lady, and they
yes.
end up spending money on this lady, and this lady just causes nothing but chaos in their
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as you spend money on her or do something big for her, that's when she want to clown you and just
Wow.
switch up on you. You see it
Yeah.
with other content creators too, as far as them too, and they built her out too, and then now they not cool with each other. So it's like
Exactly.
I knew it was gonna happen as soon as they just said they was gonna do it, and I'm like, yeah, that's her
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah. So many people has helped her, and she just like spits in their face. Basically, she don't
Yeah.
care.
She don't care, and I've seen her treat some people with more respect if they disrespect her. And I seen that in
Oh,
my first eye. I'm like, how you gonna be cool with them and they basically talking shit about you or
like who?
belittling you? Like her friends in Shreveport or other friends in DeSoto, like them,
Okay.
and I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Like you basically trying to buy their approval or trying to appear
Mhm.
like you are something like wealthy.
Right.
Like she would have us go to like the
And she living off cash apps,
and her
basically.
mom at the time. So
Wow.
So she would have us go to like designer clothes or luxury clothes and stuff like
How y'all be
apartments.
trying to get? How is she trying to get designer clothes and
She
she can't
wasn't.
even
We were
afford them?
basically window shopping
Right.
and just going in there, and then we even went to what is it, Ralph Lauren's. Well, her
Yeah.
like ex-husband used to do, and then she would tell people how she used to her husband and how she used to wear the clothes, but she didn't want it, and she Google herself and show them and stuff like that.
It really seems like she's stuck in the past. She's stuck
Yeah,
in the past, you know?
yeah,
She's living in her glory days that she had and she
yeah.
can't like, come to reality.
No, she cannot come. It's just like, yeah, it's her glory days. It's probably her best days. It's like something
Mhm.
she probably like she can Google herself and then thinking it'll turn eyes. And then she said she would just be like, I didn't want all this stuff. I gave them away. And you know how she do that little.
Yeah. I remember her saying something about y'all fighting over a dress. What was this dress argument about?
Oh, so we went to like it was a studio we was going to record and well filming, and it was they had like a clothing a boutique. So
Mhm.
she came in and she was like, Lagena, what dress do you want? And I'm like, I don't really want nothing. But she was like, just pick something. Like, what would you want me to buy you? And I'm like, okay, I like this. I just glanced it in and just said, I like that one. And then
Mhm.
she's like, we're going to come back and get it for you. So some weeks later, she ended up buying it was a white dress. She ended up buying the white dress. And then she bought a blue dress. And then she was like, oh, I got you this dress you wanted. And da da da. And I'm like, oh, you didn't have to. You can keep it. And then she's like, I'm like, sure. I'm like, I don't want it. And she's like, oh, he's being ungrateful and da da da. And I'm like, okay.
Like you her
Like,
child. She was talking to you like you were her child or
yeah.
something.
I'm like, but I didn't ask you. I'm like, I can buy my own stuff. You can just keep it. And then the next day, she was like, why you didn't wear the dress? So she ended up saying the blue dress this time. And I'm like, I thought you said the white dress because that was the
Right.
dress I said was cute. And then she was like, no, I got it for me. We can both share the blue dress, but the white dress is mine. I'm like
Girl.
you just like, so what was the point of even asking what I like or want unless you just trying to
Right.
it was just like something like I guess she thought I wanted it so much that I'll be envious that she had it, and I'm like, no. Looking at it closer, it wasn't cute. And no offense to the designer, but I'm like,
Can,
nah.
can you imagine if she had daughters? Like it would just always be a competition. Like she had
Yeah,
sons for a reason.
yes.
Because she would always be in competition. It seems like she was
Uh-huh.
trying to be in some type of competition with you.
She was, and then I remember she would say like it was this Jamaican guy, restaurant guy, and just she was like, "Oh, you should talk to him or date him," and try to give me his number, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not, and stuff
Mhm.
like that." And then we all went to this Jamaican club and stuff like that. He was up there and stuff like that. We didn't do nothing or
Is
anything.
that the video that came out where people were saying that Jaguar kissed you?
Maybe that was. I haven't seen that video, so maybe it was there. But she didn't
Okay.
kiss me. We never kissed each other.
Okay. Did she ever try to come on to you ever?
Not really. I don't know. Like I'm used to girls hitting on me, but it just she wasn't as aggressive. She would try to describe like how she would be like in bedroom when she's made a video of her moaning to Goomba, and then she was just trying to like come here. She had me go in downstairs to her motel room and then hotel room. And she was just
Girl.
like, it was like crazy, and I'm like, so you making it seem like I enjoyed the conversation. I just felt like like you
Girl. So she was trying to come on to you, child. Oh my God. Ugh.
And I'm like, why you got me here? You said we was about to go to the pool and not listen to you your moaning videos.
Oh my God. She is sick. What the hell? Wow. Did you and Jaguar ever get into any major argument?
Yeah, the last day I seen her when we was going back from Shreveport to, well, I guess Bossier to Mesquite. By then I already asked Genesis, can I come to her house or can I go? I'm gonna go to the shelter or something. Like but she convinced me not to do it, and I'm like, so I already been talking to Genesis and been telling her how I've been, me and Jags, how we've been bumping heads and the little things she was doing. So me and her got into it because she wanted me to take the candles to the downstairs room, that same room with the Moni videos. Yep. Mm-hmm. And she got mad that I didn't take it downstairs. And I'm like, you wanted me to drop everything when we got to go. Like, it's past due. And then she kept talking about her son ended up doing it because he know his mom, so he just ended up going and taking it. And because I wasn't about to, not right then and there. So then I guess she felt like I made him go do it. He went himself, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, if you would have made my son get in danger and stuff like that, and then I would choose my mom and son over you." And I'm like, "Good, like you supposed to do that."
Right.
And so we just got into it even more, and then it's crazy because Genesis has sent me a video, and that video basically said to keep your cool and not say nothing. You might get yourself in trouble or something. So I'm like, because I was about to cuss her out. I don't even fuck about to stay in Bossier. I don't give a fuck. Me and her about to, but I had to get back in the ski. So she basically, so I had to quiet down, take my L, and then going.
You should have popped her one good time for me. I said you should have popped her one good time for me.
We might one day if I ever see her again, because I feel like knowing her, we might. But so when we driving back to Shreveport, she was just making it. It felt like she was a pimp because she used to tell me that she was a pimp. And she used to pimp girls out and stuff like that. And I'm like,
that is so ridiculous because it's like, how are you a pimp? But then you said that you saved 150 girls from sex trafficking.
Yeah.
It's like, get your story straight. Either you a pimp or you saving girls from being a pimp. Which one is it?
She a reformed pimp. And I'm like, okay. Like, but it kind of gave that vibe because as soon as it was like her whole demeanor about her, like she won the battle and stuff like that. So it was like, no. And I am texting Genesis saying we was going to her house because she said what's Genesis' address. And I'm letting her know that we all going over there. I'm like, everybody in the car, we going over there, like just so give her a heads up because she been talking shit about me to Genesis. I didn't tell Genesis. I just made sure when we got to our house them other days and stuff, like to be around her because I didn't want, because she made Genesis feel uncomfortable in her own house before too.
I know. I've seen that video.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah. Because after that day, she made it seem like Genesis was like a narcissist, called her a narcissist, and da-da-da-da.
He called Genesis a narcissist?
Yeah, before that same day, we were supposed to go see the Bible Loud and stuff. Me and Genesis went, and then Genesis was crying and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Like, don't listen to her, what she said. So,
do you feel like she was trying to turn you against Genesis?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
And she was like, some parts I'm like, maybe she is, but I'm like, no, because we kept going back to her house, and I'm like, we felt that way. Why are we going back to her house?
Exactly, because she needed somebody to push off of. That's why.
Yeah. So I'm like, so obviously, you just maybe at that point jealous because she kept talking about her baby daddy and stuff like that, and I'm like, but you making it seem like y'all was more than friends because she kept saying that's my friend. She got him, deleted and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but like she had this whole conspiracy theory, like after we left her house, because what happened was Shaka, Azim, and Jaguar was basically trying to tell Genesis not to be pushy and stuff like that, but it was like 3-on-1, so I had to intervene, and I'm like, nah, like I don't care and stuff like I gotta stop. And then Jaguar was like, why are you defending her? Don't defend her, such, and I'm like, but just 3 people against 1. I don't care if y'all got a problem with her. It should be 1 person saying it.
Oh, so they were all ganging up on Genesis?
Yeah.
How you gonna do that in that lady's house and don't nobody pay rent or nothing? Like what?
Yeah, and I feel like that they were just trying to hide behind her. Jaguar, and just say it just. I'm like, nah, I don't like that. Like if it was Jaguar against Genesis, and Genesis, had to defend herself, like because she capable of love. She was saying her piece too sometimes, but when it was Azine and Shaka, when them saying it and triple teaming her, I'm like, nah, I'm like, y'all, it's it's 3 against 1. Like y'all, it's
Right.
not cool. Like it's not cool to be in that situation. It's not cool at all. So I'm like, I have to intervene.
And
And
y'all
that's
in
when I
her
speak
house.
up
Y'all
and
are
say,
in her house making her feel uncomfortable.
right,
That's
right.
ridiculous.
And that's when I think Jaguar took it up a notch and try to make it seem like, because she seen that I automatically defended her, and knowing that Genesis told me that she's the same Monica that I heard or got her friend to take me to Detroit or excuse me, my bronchitis to the great house. So like, I'm like, oh, so you basically helped me too. Like you basically the one that got the ball rolling.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, it was a different type of appreciation then. And I'm like, it's not cool. So she just got mad, like, why are you defending her? And stuff, you shouldn't trust her and stuff like that. She was the last person I wanted to help get you out of Detroit. And And I'm like, but she did it. I'm like, I just couldn't understand. And she tried to bring up the baby daddy and. And then so it just got to the point I couldn't really bring up Genesis. Me and her kept in contact, even though she kept telling me stop talking to her, and she tried
Are
to
you
bring me up.
serious? She tried to
Yeah,
stop you? Oh
yeah,
my
like
God.
me and her, like if we had like the bickering we had, sometimes was about Genesis, and I'm like, it was a lot because Genesis was want to help us with the other kinds of creator that was coming after her, so she would let me know about certain things, and now she want me to tell Jag, and then I'm like, okay, but I have to come up with a different way to tell her just so she want to be saying Genesis, da, 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 da. It was just hard, and I'm like, man.
So she was really trying to control you, and she was trying to control every aspect of your life.
Yeah,
Like she wanted to shut out everybody in your life that was
yeah,
actually trying to help you. Because that's what narcissists do.
yeah, yep. And
Do you
then
think if you would have gave her a chance, like she probably would have like tried to pimp you out or something? If you gave her that chance?
Probably. I
Yeah.
think she would have. I think she probably would. Because
That's
she
not
said the
surprising.
Jamaican guy did give her money.
She said
And
what?
the Jamaican guy did give her money, cash up her money, or cash out to me to send to her card or whatever happened. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
Do you think she was prostituting?
Jag, yeah,
Yeah.
I think she tricked.
Really? What did you
Yeah.
see?
What did I think?
What did you see to make you
What
think
did I
that?
think? I mean, she'll tell me stories about like some guys paying her money and stuff like that. So
Really?
and or
Wow.
she meets some guys later on the night and stuff like that. So, I mean, you can go on dates with them. Just I've
Okay.
been around people that tricked a lot, so I know there's signs. So
Right, and you think that she was into that.
yeah, yeah, because how she
That's
walks somewhere that long without.
that's not surprising at all.
Mm-hmm.
I seen your interview with King Kane, and you claimed that Jaguar had nasty habits when it came to her time in the month. Can you tell that story again?
Uh, um, maybe because it was like in the same bathroom this time, so it was just her. Like we ended up having to get to. So we was in Bossier, and we ended up having to get a room, and it was like the pull-out bed. So Sam and his grandma was in that room, and
Mhm.
then I ended up staying in the room with a Jaguar. Even though I didn't want to, but I would have stayed
Right.
with her, but I
Of
didn't
course.
want to. So it was weird because just got off, and then I
Mhm.
came on, and then
Okay.
she ended up like going on a date, and then it came back on for some reason. And I'm like, okay.
Oh wow. Who was
So
she dating? Did you see the guy?
yeah, I think it might have been that white guy,
What white guy?
Bobby Brown, Bobby Popcorn, whatever his name was.
Oh, Johnny Popcorn.
Oh,
Yeah.
Johnny Popcorn, yeah, yeah. So it was like that's her code name for the majority of the guys. So
So you actually seen the white guy?
no, she showed him a picture. Well, yeah, I seen him because I seen him. We was in the pool, the jacuzzi, and we met him. And his kids was there first, and then he came and got them. And then she said he was cute, and she showed him that how many views she got on TikTok. That's under her name. So
Uh-huh.
he was like, okay,
So
like
wait,
I
she
just
just
noticed
met
like
this guy. She just met this guy at the hotel,
yeah,
and she went on a date with him. Do you think that they was having sex?
I think so. Or whoever other friends she know.
Oh Lord.
Cause she ended up getting another room. So after like bleeding on the bed I was in, like with her, And just I don't know. I feel like if you know, like if you have you just get a towel, and I understand the accident, but it kept happening,
Right.
and just getting her bloody pants and just hanging it. Like it was like not in spots. It was like a whole like this size of blood just
You're
on
lying.
the
Oh my god.
on the pants hanging up, and it was like some on the floor and everywhere. It was just like
Ugh.
that got dried and stuff like crispy. Wasn't like I don't know what block of blood was that. It was just weird. It was
And
like
this shit would just be out, just hanging. Like she wouldn't try to hide it or put it
no,
in like a dirty clothes hamper or
no.
something.
And I was upset because I was on too, and I'm like you don't even, I didn't bleed on the bed. I clean up after myself, and I understand
Right.
you got heavy accidents, there are accidents sometimes, but it's just like you just didn't care. I'm like, how you bring up other people, but you talk shit about other people, but then you
But
do
you
the same thing.
disgusting. You
Yeah.
nasty as hell.
And that was the same
Ugh.
bathroom with the alarms ringing and stuff. With the when she was
Yeah, I remember that. It was
yeah.
that bathroom?
Yeah, she was doing a lot of burning incense, so the alarm kept coming on. The alarm rang like 7 times
So
simply
she's the
because
one that set the alarm off?
yes. And then she's saying the cameras, the lights added on to the effects. It just how do you like so
That video was so unhinged. I remember seeing
yeah.
that being like, "What the fuck is wrong with this lady?"
And I
Like,
just feel bad for the mom. I'm like, she not used to this. She was at home, so I think that's one of the reasons why she was with Jack because she got to chill and do what she wants to.
right.
But I'm like, man, it's getting crazy. The alarm just kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. It
Mhm.
just irritated.
Did you confront her about what you seen in the bathroom and the bloody pants and the blood on the floor and all of that? Did you ever say anything to her?
I didn't say nothing like for the bed or anything. It just because she was basically gone or she'd be in the bathroom for hours, and then when she was, she'd go downstairs or on her date. So it was like barely the time to see her. And then I was like upset, so I wasn't trying to talk to her. When I'm upset, I don't want to talk to you. So
Right.
it was like, and then
Girl.
she ended up like trying to scrub it out the middle of the night and stuff like that. It was just annoying. And then she ended up getting another room downstairs, which was the candle room. And
Okay.
she was saying she had a date, and then she had steaks and wine and stuff like that too. So
Wow. So she had a date in a hotel room, basically.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. That is a hot mess,
Yeah.
girl.
I'm
I'm
like,
surprised you didn't run sooner, for real, for real. Like, how did you put up with that for how long were you with her? Like a month or something?
yeah, man.
I would have
Like
left the first week. The first couple of days.
I almost did, but then I felt bad for her. Like I felt like I would have just used her and left, and I didn't want to be like that. I
Right,
wasn't.
I understand. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you answered this, but what was her relationship like with her son? Like, was she nice to him? Was she mean to him?
She was nice to him. I feel like she would be one of those moms that would be her kids' relationship because they're close. And
Okay,
then I feel like he's so used to her erratic ways that he just followed line to wherever she
right.
said. He would yell, she would yell, and then he instantly go or stuff like that. He tried to always please her. And I don't know,
Mhm.
I don't want to start nothing, but I feel like he was smiling when he found out she went to the mental hospital or something like Joe, because he looked like he was laughing and smiling, and I'm like, wow,
He was happy about it?
yes. And it's crazy because her mom, she left a message to her mom saying, "Mommy, I'm in a hospital or something, and I need you to call my lawyers, and I need you and stuff like that." And she kept that message and kept trying to replay it, replay it, replay it, and show to everybody. And she was smiling too, like, I'm
What?
like, wow, like man,
The
I
mom
don't
was
know. Either
Mama
you're not
Frances?
that for them to be happy like that, or
Mama Frances was happy too?
yeah, she kept smiling and stuff. And I'm like, is that a defense mechanism that y'all stop when you smile? Because I smile
Right.
out of defense mechanism, but I'm like, do you?
Nah, they was
Is that how
probably
y'all
happy
feel?
because they finally got a break.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
think that was it too.
when she got locked up, it seemed like it was kind of chaotic because I heard about when y'all tried to go to the grocery store and go shopping and it wasn't enough money. What happened with
Yeah,
that situation?
So Miss Francis, she wanted to go to the grocery store, even though me and Sam went prior to them, but she wanted certain things because she wanted to be able to eat what she wanted to eat while she can.
Right.
And so they end up going because I was supposed to go get Jaguar's car from her brother's house because her brother ended up getting it from their precinct. And usually when she's somewhere gone, I'm the one that go get her car.
Okay, yeah.
So she was like, she didn't want to wait on me to go get the car to take her. She ended up taking a lift, and I was in the shower, coming out the shower, and they was already leaving. So I'm like, so she ended up going. I guess they spent like $500. I gave them my food stamp card, so I think it was like 200 something for them, and then I think I guess something happened. I think somewhere down the line, Sam called Genesis. I don't know why he didn't call me, and then Genesis ended up calling Tokyo Tony. And somewhere down the line, I guess he made it seem like she told me that he was freaking out. He was freaking out. Like the thing is, he talked frantically sometimes. He just be over. He's like his mother.
Do you think that he's autistic?
Very high. Like he's probably at the most functioning autistic if he is.
Okay.
But he's very smart. I feel like
he seems very smart, very intelligent.
And I feel like they sheltered him a lot, so that's probably what it is too. Okay. I don't think he went grocery. When me and him went, grocery shopping. He didn't seem like he normally go grocery shopping.
Wow.
I think that's how kept him like that. He was funny at the time.
Wow. Did he ever like open up to you and talk to you about his relationship with his mom?
He opened up about certain things, like what happened to his brother or what happened to him in school, and how he didn't know about Tasha K surviving, Jaguar, and things like that. Like he said he didn't know about it, and they said he felt like people took advantage of him.
Wow.
And how he had basically escaped his dad and went over to Jaguar, and he only had the clothes that was in his back, I think, and
he had to escape his dad?
That's what he said. I guess his dad said if he wanted to go with your mom, you have to not take your clothes or certain things. He just only had like two outfits.
Right.
2 outfit that I mostly seen, or 3.
Wow. So did Jaguar take care of him, get him any clothes, anything?
No.
Oh my God.
He had the same outfits, same 2 to 3 outfits.
And what about Jaguar? Did she have like a wardrobe or not like that?
She had a lot of clothes. She just stays in the same clothes that she liked.
What? You think she was clean or dirty, or did she shower every day?
Yeah, she bathed every day.
Well, that's good. She don't look like it. But...
Yeah. And her room was straight. It wasn't bad because I don't think she basically just did the same thing. It wasn't like a lot of things. She didn't get up and clean the house or anything, but she cleaned her room that one time real good. So I could say that. But
okay. And you weren't with them when they got kicked out of the apartment, were you? You were at So you don't even.
I was there like when we came back to Shreveport. I rode with Genesis to run. My bad. I rode with Genesis on the way back to drop Sam and Francis off, Miss Francis, and I seen the eviction notice on the door.
But Jaguar, it's so funny. It's so funny because Jaguar tries to act like she has all of this money and she has 45 million in the offshore account and all of this. But it's like you're getting evicted out of your house. Did she ever say anything to you about 45 million?
Yeah, she told me that first before she went online. And I feel like since she told me that, she'll tell me that certain things that happened to her, and then the next thing she go online saying the same thing. She told me that first, and Shreveport, and then she ended up going online the next day or the same day saying that she got that stashed somewhere
Wow.
in European currency or something like that, and she pretended to be broke.
Not pretend to be broke. Jesus.
Yeah,
I've heard many stories about Jaguar's sexual escapades. Do you think that she was promiscuous? I think you already kind of answered that, but
yeah.
yeah.
I think since a young age she was, and I don't know because I don't. I think she just was just open, and I think she just didn't care, and I still think that's how she is now. She just lived in a time where it was like frowned upon, so she didn't openly do it, but she still do it in a way.
Okay. It just seems like her life is just so chaotic and it's just never any peace with her ever.
Mm-mm.
Like it just seems like she's just going from one thing to the next and she's so caught up with YouTube that
Yeah,
that's all that she can think about.
yeah. Like it was some good days where we go hiking, and quiet days, or it goes to the
Mhm,
waters. But
mhm.
I think that was on live just to show people the calmness. But
Right.
it seemed like it was just chaotic things every day, almost every day.
Wow.
When it was good, it was good. When it was bad, it was bad. It's just like I felt like she just wanted to go. She did wanted to go to jail and stuff because she wanted to sue the Soto police. So I think that was her plot to
That
get.
was so you think that that was like a plan when she went up into the police department? You think she did that on purpose?
Yeah, I think she just wanted money, and she money hungry enough
Wow.
to just think that she felt like she had a case against them, and she can say, "Oh, every time this happened, they come and harass her and bother her and stuff like that."
It doesn't seem like they bother her. It seems like she's always doing something wrong and they arrest her ass. They do their job.
They are. They is doing their job, and she just don't see it that way. She's a narcissist.
Exactly. DJ Genesis seems like she helped you out a lot. Do you think you would still be around Jaguar if she wasn't in the picture, or do you think you would have went home?
No, I wouldn't have went home. I would have just been in the shelter.
A
I've been in
shelter?
the shelter before. Yeah, I've been to the shelter before because I didn't want to be around the people I was raised around because they do extra word shit. So I'm like, I'm used to it, and I was in a shelter as a teenager too
Oh,
because
were you?
yeah, I didn't have no guardian to. The person that was my guardian at the time didn't renew it, so
Hmm.
I was around the girls.
So your life was kind of chaotic too.
Yeah, but so that's why I was easier. It was easier to deal with Jai because I know other females that was like her, but they was like
Right.
they was younger, so they didn't really have the tact or the grace that like Jack had, the
Hmm.
persuasion and the life lessons. She know how
Right.
to hide it more better, but with them there's more
Not
ratchetness.
anymore. No, I don't think she has grace anymore. I really don't.
No, not anymore.
Have you
Not
seen her
anymore.
antics lately?
Some,
It's
but it's just a lot. It's a lot of.
it really is a lot to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, it's something new with her every single day, and I'm just wondering, like, when do you just want to sit down somewhere and just chill? Like, your
She
life
can't.
has to be miserable.
She can't because she didn't get the attention she wanted when she first blew up. While all her peers did, and now
Hmm.
she also said this. The YouTube is like her. Basically, she's like mainstream to the YouTube streets. Basically,
Right. It's her second shot. It's her second shot at fame, but it's
yeah,
not fame. It's infamy. She's infamous.
yeah,
And that's not good. She's famous for doing bad shit and being a horrible person.
yeah.
So I don't know how she thinks that's helping her. The whole situation is just it's sad. You
Right.
there?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay. I only got a couple more questions. I'm not gonna keep you long. Um,
It's okay.
so you went viral on TikTok for making claims that you're R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter. Did you
Yeah.
expect to get so much attention from that, or was it a shock?
I didn't expect to get like that much attention. I just wanted people to know my story in case something happened to me.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and then the time that it probably was at its highest point, I was in a hospital, so I still don't know who said something about it or who said it or posted the video or not. So I still don't know, because basically when I got out the mental hospital, my TikTok was basically deleted. So
Oh, they deleted your TikTok?
yeah, I got banned off of there.
Oh
And
wow.
to the point I can't even log into my account now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what triggered you to go on TikTok to make those videos? Like what happened? Because something had to be happening in your life for you to say, I'm going to go on TikTok and I'm going to say this.
So so I'm telling my story. So
Mm-hmm.
I found out who my mother was in August, and because of what a memory I had when I was a kid, that I
Mm-hmm.
knew that she was my mom as a kid in Weyburn. And I'm gonna keep saying the house because that was the last time I seen Diane Halton and Rashid Hassan and
Mm-hmm.
Michael in 2002 or 3 in Weyburn.
Okay.
Weyburn and Ryad Street. And I don't care if nobody will believe me or not. It's just my story to tell, whether people want to blame. Like, I don't want nobody to be online and talk about, oh yeah, you trying to follow on to, like, leave her out of this, leave everybody out of this. If you got a problem with me, take it out with me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my story. So
Right.
so this happened in Weyburn. This last time I seen Rkelly, and I haven't seen my mom because she already died by then. But I was telling people that. I told Nana that. I told everybody that. And then they said she was gonna come, but she never did. And so they were saying, you was cuckoo, you were going crazy, and da da da. And I'm like, I'm not. And then eventually I forgot about it. And then
Now, did you get put into the mental hospital because you were saying that you were Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter, or was that a separate situation?
So, Elijah, the one I can say my twin, he's the one that told me that after I went viral, so within them days,
Mm-hmm.
because I was posting it on my Instagram page and
Mm-hmm.
also Facebook,
Okay.
but it's regulated. It's America's app. China's
Right.
is TikTok app. And so Elijah told me, like, yeah, Shirley, his grandma, and the sisters, they was like, they want to talk to you, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. Well, talk to them, because I don't talk to them. I don't talk to them because I said some kids and their family got, and they didn't want to do nothing about it. So I'm like, I can't rock with that. I can't be around y'all knowing that y'all don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all pick and choose who y'all want to believe or don't believe and stuff like that too. So I'm like, okay. So he's telling me, like, yeah, because I've been saying it to him, I've been saying it to everybody else. When they look at my page and stuff, they don't say nothing. They wasn't saying nothing. They didn't care.
Okay. Right.
So then I went viral. I posted on February 6th, and I think, or was it the 3rd? I think the 6th was when I went in. So
Mm-hmm.
she was like, yeah, they said they said they're gonna. He's like, I don't know why they trying to make it seem like you suicidal. They said they're gonna say you suicidal and put you in a hospital.
Who
And I'm
who
like,
said this? Your family?
Elijah and his family. He said it.
Okay.
And he said, yeah, they said they're gonna put you. They said they're gonna say that you suicidal to put you in the hospital. And I'm like, but I'm not suicidal.
Right.
And I'm like, if y'all really care, just get a DNA test with me. Like, but let's easily do this.
Mm-hmm. And
And
they
then,
basically didn't want to support you with that.
no, they did
Okay.
not. So that's when they came to my place. They came in Nick Zamalik, which is the junior, because her mom is Zamalik, and
Mm-hmm.
so we call her Nikki, and then her sister Quita. I don't fuck with Quita. I haven't spoke with her for a whole year. I never told her my address or anything. I only told
Okay.
two persons, and it was Elijah and Nikki.
Okay.
So Nikki came with Quita, and they came.
Now, who would these people be to you? Who would Nikki and Quita be to you?
A friend. I thought they was my sisters, but they're not. Like,
Okay.
but they came over. They came because I see somebody pull up, and I'm like, have my phone ready because I'm about to go live on TikTok. So they both got out, and then one was smiling like extra hard, Nikki was, and then all of a sudden they got a message. So she was like, "Come on, let's go," and then they ran back in the car.
Okay.
And I'm like, they didn't even see me looking out the window. That's nothing. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. So they pulled off, and then a few hours later, they were like, police was knocking on my door looking for me and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not there. Blah, blah, blah. Or he was like, well, can you open the door? And I'm like, do you have a warrant? That I'm not opening the door, nothing. Right. And then they like, we just want to check on you. I'm like, who? I'm like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm not at all, because that's what Elijah told me that they was going to say. So I'm not suicidal. So they end up leaving.
And this was at your apartment that you paid for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they was like, so I ended up looking in the window, and she ended up talking to Nikki, but this time me and her was like this at one point until like after I got my own place and stuff like that, we fell apart. But even though I was trying to reach out to her because of her miscarriage and stuff like that, and I'm like trying to still have a cordial relationship with her because I appreciate everything she did and her kids, and I'm like, so. Right. So I ended up seeing her talking to the police. She had her hoodie on and put sweatpants on too. So I'm like, why is she just like, she parked her car way in a different house, and then her other sister pulled up too. And then I don't know if you see the video. It was nighttime, and it was like, open the door or something, and we just checking on you. And I'm like, and Nikki recording me and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. So y'all can leave. And I'm like, if y'all really care about the kids that y'all touching, because I said it and they didn't deny it. I said Quita did it, and she didn't deny it, and that's when you see her hurry up and leave.
Wow. Like, now, do you think that they did this because they cared about you and that they were worried about you? No, you don't think so?
Because their sister that they grew up with, another de Jesus, she be posting online, I want so I want her back.
Okay.
She said she was about to run her and herself in the freeway. She said, I didn't know I was gonna turn the wheel and crash in the freeway with my and I'm like, wow, like, don't do that. Like, she been suicidal for years, or she's saying it, and then I'm like, but it's involving the kids. I'm like, why you didn't give her no help?
Right.
And I'm like, you got a whole other sister. She's been drinking for 10 years straight. Heavy drinks. She lost her kids, like 5 of her kids. And then when she get drunk, she and stuff too. And I'm like, she take pills. They all do coke. And I'm like, so what is it about me? About my my amendment rights? Or y'all just feel like
maybe it's because they seen you posting stuff on social media and they felt like, oh, this is like urgent,
No, because I feel like somebody told them to do it.
Okay.
Somebody told them to do it because they act like they be having handlers, like they report to somebody all the time. And even her name Gwendolyn, when I get drunk, she's like, people be following me, or she told me about a story about some guy she knew that something happened to her, and it seemed like a pimp situation and stuff like that. Right.
And so you still haven't taken the DNA test. What if you find out that you're not Rkelly and Aaliyah's daughter? How will you feel if that's not true?
I feel like I have to take it with the Haltons and the Kellys. Because from my memories and my emotions, like, I'm very logical. Like, for me to say this is off the wall to me because I really want to know. But I also remember them when I was being younger, And
Do
then
you
just
did you listen to Aaliyah when you were younger? Maybe do you think like maybe you connected to her?
from so when I was a kid, when I first seen her song again, because I'm used to seeing my mom on the TV, but I'm like, at one point I didn't see her again. At one point I lost. I haven't seen her again. Like the lady, she'd be in my presence, but then she'd be on TV. And then when it got to that point where I didn't see her again,
Mm-hmm.
I seen her again in More Than a Woman video, and I'm like, oh, she's okay, she's alive. Like she looked different. She wearing different clothes because at first it was like tomboy clothes and long, and her nails was long and stuff like that. So I'm like, I was not sure. I was
Now,
not sure.
how do you know that you didn't imagine all of this stuff?
I mean, when I was younger, telling Nana that he kept making it seem like I was going crazy, even though he used to always say, "Do you remember the light skinned lady that you used to be with or watching?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but I didn't remember her face that much. But at that video, I said I found her again, and I'm like, okay, she's okay, she's okay, whether I'll see her again or not. And then when I found out she died, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not her because I didn't want to believe that was the same person. Because even if it's the same person, it means I lost my mom versus a celebrity woman. And I listen to her music because she reminded me of my mom, but she's a whole different woman.
Right.
And also,
Do you think maybe like you might have made the story up in your mind like as a protective mechanism from past you went through? Because sometimes like us as humans, we have a tendency to want to protect ourselves from
yeah.
the
I mean,
bullshit world that we live in, you know?
yeah, I understand that. I understand about mental health and things like that. I even used to watch soap operas when people had split personalities and remember things that wasn't there. So I'm like, I'm just trying to hope it's not me. But I also just remember why I feel more emotion towards them versus people that I actually grew up around. Her music make me cry now, but back then it wasn't doing that. Like I loved her music and stuff like that, but it wasn't. It helped me in a point in time. It soothed me, but as far as crying and connect emotion, it wasn't her songs. It was Adele, Emily Sandé, it was other people. It was I can tell you about. I listened to probably more of their songs than I did my mother's songs at one point.
Okay.
I listen to other people, they made me cry. Demi Lovato, all of them. But
Right. Now, have you reached out to anybody in Aaliyah or R. Kelly's camp?
I reached out to my uncle. He accepted my request, even though
Did
I
he really?
on Instagram. He just accepted it twice, but then I unfollowed again.
You
So
unfollowed?
yeah,
Why did you unfollow him?
because he didn't follow me back.
Okay,
So
got you. Did you try to send him a message?
yeah,
Okay.
he did. I asked because I had a psychic lady that was trying to that I had a reading for, and then she said she was my mom, and then she switched and said she wasn't, and then I'm like, and then she trying to make it seem like she was a prostitute and stuff like that. So I'm like, was she like that and stuff like that? So I inboxed him that, and then he posted on his story it was like a person. It's a valuable lesson of just meeting somebody and judging them or thinking you know them or something like that. So it's he will answer in the stories because technically he's under NDA, so he can't really say nothing.
Right. I some of your past YouTube videos that you made, and you mentioned that you were African. So how can you
Yeah,
explain that and then say, "Oh, I'm Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter"? You know, you
I
can see
believe
how
I'm
that would be
English.
conflicting.
I know, and that's why I kept it there because I found it in August. So if I wanted to hide anything, I could have just took it off before February.
Right.
But it wasn't my intention because I honestly believe that. When I even did my own blood test, and I would because Nana he's O positive, O negative, and I'm like, okay, I got his blood, so it's supposed to be the same thing, and it's not. It's A, and so I'm like, you gotta understand this is a pride that I grew up with, the culture I grew up with. So I was
Right.
proud of me. And then come to find out it's not that, because he also said, and Gwendolyn also said, oh, Nana raised kids that wasn't his and stuff like that, because I wasn't around Zama like that. But
Now,
Nana was for the most part. So they said me he raised two kids that wasn't his, and I'm like, who's the two kids? Like, and then he told me about that too, and I'm like, how do you, like, what is you talking about? And everybody, even the cousins, like, that I just recently worked with last year, I got her a job. She kept telling everybody we not blood cousins and stuff. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, we cousins. And she's the one that brought up my mom.
okay.
Because she told somebody else to ask me about her. And I'm like, why is she bringing her up? Like, she's gone. Like, what I got to do? What she got to do with me? Like, certain things. And other cousin would mention her too about they knew her and what happened with her too.
So when you linked up with Jaguar, it was like people coming out of the woodwork saying that they were your family and that they were worried about you. Have you spoken to them, and
Look,
who were they to you?
I still have the same number. Okay, it was this one lady called it's Andrew's mom that I wouldn't be, if I walked her past her right now, I wouldn't know who she was, because she just came out of nowhere making it. I heard a video recently too, like a few months ago, saying that she knew me and she's my auntie. I don't even know her name.
Really?
And it was just her and her niece Nikki, the one that got me admitted, because on a statement on my the amendment paper, she said, stating that famous dead singer as her mother, rambling about human trafficking and money laundering and no sleep.
Okay.
That was on my document. So that's what everybody was saying in the hospital, like, this is not normal, because usually you're supposed to be admitted for a psych evaluation if you harm yourself
Right.
or others. So they was like, and then, you know, when they did come up to my house, the two girls, the next day I was admitted. And so the judge just signed it off. And they was like, how did the judge sign it off that quickly? Like, everybody was questioning that, like, they didn't have no situation. So they were like, that's crazy. That's like kind of weird. Even a psychiatrist, like, I don't know what to do here. Like, what did the judge want me to do with her? So he was like, do you have like anything you want me to do for you? And I'm like, I got anxieties. I've been having anxieties since a kid.
So, what was Jaguar saying about you being schizophrenic? Didn't you say that you were schizophrenic?
That they gave me schizophrenic medicine. I still got to see the paper saying that I'm schizophrenic, because I tried to order I tried to get my thing online from the hospital, and then they told me it was no records for me. So somebody else working on it too to see if it's like that or not. But I told to talk to the psychiatrist before I left, because he gave me the pills the third day I was there, and I was still saying the same thing. Because they said if you had schizophrenia, you're not gonna remember what you're saying or things like that. And I was still saying the same things up until I left. So.
Wow. How long were you there?
For 8 days.
8 days.
I was like basically almost 24 hours downstairs, because they had me strapped up for like 2 to 3 hours almost.
Did they really had you strapped up?
Yeah, but it was my fault, because I did resist the arrest, because
they
didn't have no pants or anything, so they wanted me to just go, and I was just upset. And I don't care if you cop or not. There's 5 to 8 men in my house trying to arrest me.
Yeah.
And I'm a Black woman. I don't care. I'm like, I'm not going outside naked. I'm not about to do what y'all want me to do. And they end up having to dress me and stuff. And I was talking shit. They try to handcuff me. I try to move, and then I try to flip my arm around my head too, and stuff like that. So I think that's what made them strap me down. I don't know if they was gonna do it if I didn't resist an arrest or not.
Okay. So it seems like you've been through a lot these past few months, but you still managed to pick yourself back up, and that's like really commendable.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of people out here rooting for you.
Thank you.
Because people have seen you going through the fire, like you've been through a lot. So it's nice to see you doing your thing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And did you ever think about maybe like going to therapy and like talking about your problems with somebody because therapy
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, I need to go back into therapy. So we had therapy before I went to the mental hospital. I was still talking to a therapist. I had my therapist for like probably September, October last year. I was telling her the same thing I was telling people online and stuff like that. And she
Okay.
would just tell me like she said I was basically I needed somebody to talk to because
Yeah.
and then she said it was good I was doing art too. So it was like art therapy in a way too. So I was telling her all the problems I had before I went viral. And they can't blame like weed or anything because I wasn't smoking for like weeks before I went. I feel like that made me more anxious to tell people versus just like, you know what,
Right.
it's all
Yeah,
right.
it's good to go to therapy just to let it out. You know, sometimes you just gotta let your problems out because it could be a lot. It could be a lot living in this world.
It is. It is. I'm gonna go back because even though I feel like they listen to you whether they believe you or not. But
Right.
I need to. I will go back. I'm just looking for one. So
If you could take one thing back from the whole Jaguar situation, what would it be?
probably not meeting her. I feel like she made it seem like I was crazy because of how her actions was. And
She's the last person that should be calling somebody crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Honestly.
she's the last one, but she benefits. She just want to
Do
cut
you
deep.
think she was trying to use you? Do you think she was trying to use you for content?
Yeah, she said everybody content, even her content, her son content, her husband content. Me, she
Every
said it. Yeah, she said everybody content.
off limits.
Yeah, everybody's not off limits. Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing.
Like she even told her son like one of the baddest things that happened to him and just had him crying online. And I'm like, so it just she don't care.
Wow.
Like even when she got out the hospital, the police, and she said she bled on her pants and stuff. And she bled on herself that night. And then when I came to get her, because me and her son had to go get her car from the mayor's office and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And, excuse me.
Mhm.
She bled on herself instead of just going to the house and getting herself cleaned up. She sat on there for some more time and she went shopping
She
and
went
telling people,
shopping.
yeah, and telling people she bled on herself. And I'm like, what is wrong with her?
Oh my god.
She like she
Mm.
wanted attention, like, oh, this what happened to me, and I bled on myself, sat on it, and I'm like, even it had an odor too. I'm like, wow, she like taking it up a notch.
Wow. She's wild. She really
She
is. She's
is.
just like an attention whore. It seems like.
She
It
is.
could be good attention. It could be bad attention. It don't matter as long as all eyes is on her.
Yeah, and that's what it was. And she
Wow.
look at that way. She just wanted people to see her. I don't know if she got the attention when she wanted when she was young,
Mhm.
or she just wants the media attention, or just people to know who she is.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I think she wants to be infamous.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Now, do you have any like deep dark secrets that you haven't told anybody about Jaguar?
Deep dark secrets.
Yeah, anything about Jaguar that the people would love to know.
Um, I mean, I feel like any secrets like she was mentioned of other people, but is accusation or allegations at this point. It just, I don't. If it is true, then it was basically somebody else's secret, and I don't want to like uncover that because.
Okay.
But for her, I think she made sure not to say certain things, even though she would tell me certain things. It just she knew that we probably would fall out one day, and she didn't really say
Mhm.
much.
Okay, so she tried to keep some shit private.
Yeah,
Got
like
you.
I would say the only thing I would say she probably drank a lot and that's it. But it just be hard liquor, like she drink and drive and stuff.
Oh, she drinks and drives. That's
Yeah.
dangerous. Did she do any like drugs around you besides weed?
No, I mean she had weed in her cigarettes, but
Okay.
it's Cliff. But it was just like that. So I
Okay.
think it just like they just the liquor like drinking driving. I know some people want to like that you can drink and you grown, so it's not like offense to that, but that I feel like
Mhm.
that was like driving with us or her mom and stuff like that. That was like probably
And
her.
she would be drunk, drinking with y'all.
Yeah, she
I
would
mean,
be drinking like liquor.
wow.
Like it's not like beers or wine or anything. It was liquor, and
Do you think she has a problem?
so I think that's why she was over. She was over exacerbating like that because she was just drunk.
Hmm. Do you think she has like a drinking problem?
Yeah. So if she want to talk about anybody else having drinking problems, I think it's her that have it.
She
And she
tried to
needs
say
to.
you had a drinking problem.
No, she tried to mention other people, trying to bring people, throw people in there and stuff. So she tried to make it seem like
Mm.
people had it and it was her problem. She wanted to make it seem like Goomba had like a coke addiction or something like that.
Hmm.
And it might just be her.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
Like you blame everybody or you
Yeah,
just
she does a lot of projection. She
yeah,
does.
she do.
Hmm.
She be flipping the script.
Hmm. That is so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe any of her stories about? Do you think that she has been or SA as many times as she says that she has, or do you think that she just lies for sympathy?
I mean, if she did, she took it too far. She said somebody peed and shit in her mouth before.
No, she didn't.
She did. I could have sworn she went on live and said it before too. She told me that she went up on live saying it. She said it, and that's true. That's sad. But she always said the fight she had, the she got a couple times, and
Mm-hmm.
like as a victim myself,
Wow.
I know I wouldn't want to joke about it. So
And
she,
what's the most far fetched story that you think? Can you hear me?
what do you say?
I said, what's the most far fetched story that she ever told you? Where you just like, yeah, I don't believe that shit.
Um, the music she wrote for other people. She said she wrote for Eminem, but she said not to say nothing because she was on an NDA.
Eminem?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She said
Not
she wrote for
Eminem.
my mom 1 in a million, but not to say that either.
Cause they lies.
Yeah. And other things too. So I'm like, maybe she did. She said, yeah, she wrote for Marshall Matters. I'm like, Eminem? Like I'm from
Wow.
Detroit. He's like a rap god in my city. Like
Yeah,
I grew up on him. So I'm like, you did? Like what song?
that's crazy. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, do you have anything that you would like to promote or, you know?
Just subscribe to my channel, Lagenagold. I know I need to go back more on content, creative based, but
Yeah,
I'm
we
just trying
miss
to build
seeing
my life back
to
up.
see like what your life is like now and how you doing and the positive stuff. You know, we don't
Yeah.
want to see negative. We want to see positive. And it seems like you are really out here living your life and rebuilding
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah,
So
I
that's what
am.
we want to see. Like, keep doing your thing.
Yep, and I'm making jewelries now, like resin art jewelries. I should have brought
Are
it.
you? Show it. Do you have anything to show?
Like one of these. These are the one I
Okay.
created. So and
Okay.
some more. So I'm about to be started selling those and my art pieces I already sold before my
You
art
know
piece.
where you could sell them at? You could sell them on Etsy. Etsy is a good place to sell stuff.
Okay. So
Cause
I just haven't done it yet.
I used to make body butters and soaps and stuff like
Ooh,
that. So
that's creative.
yeah, so
Like,
Etsy is a really good place to start. Even though they have some fees, but you can get your feet wet.
yeah, I will. And thank you for the advice too. And you keep doing your thing too.
Yeah, and thank you so much for the interview. This was a great interview. You
Thank
opened up
you.
to me so much, and I really appreciate it.
And thank you for giving me a safe space. It
Of
didn't make me
course.
feel uncomfortable or anything, so I appreciate it. And thank you for letting me tell my side, even if you may agree or may not agree.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Yes, it was fun. So I'll see you later, and everybody subscribe to Gossip Snob.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.